We are the Beer Amigos. We like beer. We are amigos. And that's why we call ourselves the Beer Amigos. Everybody. We are the Beer Amigos. We like beer. We are amigos. And that's why we call ourselves the Beer Amigos. The Beer Amigos.
Hey, this is Travis.
And this is Mike. We're live from the North Fork Craft Beer Festival at the Martha Clara Vineyard on the North Fork of Long Island.
And we are
The Beer Amigos!
We decided to do an entire episode live, in person. But Mike, we got some footage from a few months ago, don't we?
Yeah, dude, we're going to drop that in addition to what we did today. So I hope everyone enjoys it.
Yeah, so this is some interviews we conducted at Long Island Craft Beer Week at the Golden Tap Awards. Enjoy.
We are here with Liam Hudak of the Long Island Brewing Company, brewing out of Riverhead, New York. Liam is nominated for 2011 Sales Rep of the Year. Liam, tell us...
Two-time nominee.
Two-time nominee. Thank you. I appreciate that. Dropping that knowledge mid-interview. Tell us how you feel about that.
Well, honestly, I want to be the Susan Lucci of the Golden Taps. In that it's an honor to be nominated. And to be perfectly frank, if the Golden Tap Awards raises awareness of tap beer and local beer, then I'm totally cool with it. If I win, super. Even if I don't win, the guy or gal who does is doing my job as well. I'm an evangelist for craft beer. I testify, brother, testify. Craft beer. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
The Long Island Brewery is nominated for 2011 New Beer of the Year, the Black Friday Imperial Stout.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about that beer and how it came over by craft beer consumers.
The Black Friday Imperial Stout is actually our first bottle release. We call it our Black Friday Imperial Stout because we release it on Black Friday. That's the day after Thanksgiving.
The craziest shopping year.
The wackiest shopping day of the year.
Yeah.
It's our first bottle release. We're going to do it every year. It's a limited release. We do X number of bottles released on the day, and once it's gone, it's gone.
Get it while the getting's good.
Get it while the getting's good.
Or it's not going to be had.
It's an Imperial Stout. It's got notes of chocolate, dark fruit, and as it rests, it's like drinking melted ice cream is how I would describe it.
Nice.
I like ice cream.
Yeah, me too. Who doesn't like ice cream? Clearly, I'm a fat kid. All right. The brewery is nominated for Brewery of the Year. Actually, I'm disclosing this here. I actually personally voted for the Long Island Brewery. I feel like, aside from the bottles that you did, the Black Friday and the double IPA, you have one of the most sessionable rosters, in my opinion. And I feel like that's important, I feel like you guys are, like, in the best way, like the blue-collar brewers. And
thank you for saying that. We're blue-collar guys. We like making beer that we like to drink. I'm admittedly a beer nerd, okay? I like this stuff that you have to write a term paper about. However, with the development of the American beer drinking palate, how about you just make a beer that people like to drink? Beer that you don't have to,
it's not a song and dance.
Do a song and dance about. Thank you very much. Our Celtic Ale, boom, sessionable, malty, smooth. Our Pale Ale, a little bit of a hop bite, Cascade and Columbus, a little higher ABV. The Breakfast Stout, Stout's amazing. Session beer, brewed with Kenyan coffee. It's got a little chocolate, milky thing going on, but it's only 3.5%. And of course, our seasonal right now is our Raspberry Wheat. It's approachable. It's more raspberry in the nose. You're not drinking a jar of jelly.
It's actually the first wheat beer I've ever fallen in love with, as Mike knows.
Yeah, and actually, we did review that beer on our show. I don't know if you recollect, but it did relatively well. It got 4 Pistol Petes on our show, which is out of 5.
4 out of 5 Pistol Petes?
It's pretty good.
That's Quattro. Quattro Pistol Pito.
So you recently did you had a collaborative beer release with the Blind Bat Brewery out of Centerport. It's a Saison style beer.
Saison, yes.
Farmhouse Ale, obviously, another moniker that is associated with the Saison. Tell us about that beer. I know you did a simulcast yesterday where there's a simultaneous tapping of cask conditioned beer that was done at the same exact time at different locations.
4 different spots. Right. This is our first Saison. We did 4 casts. We released them at Corey's Ale House, the Cortland, which is immediately adjacent to us, Tap and Barrel in Hopog, and the Black Sheep in Mineola. It's a very approachable Saison. Comes in just north of 6% on ABV. It's not overly peppery. It's not overly lemony. I would like to imagine it is as if a French farmer were to have made this beer with his son on his farm. It's not like, let's go crazy with Saison and double this and triple that. It's a very approachable beer. We like making beer that people drink.
Tell us about how Long Island Craft Beer Week the importance of it and the importance of the Long Island Brewery participating and everyone being involved. What are the advantages of doing so versus, not being as active? I know you guys did a lot of events, some tap takeovers, some simulcast. Tell me a little bit about that.
The importance of Craft Beer Week, as far as I'm concerned, is first and foremost to raise awareness of craft beer, of locally made, locally produced beer.
Worth celebrating. Absolutely worth celebrating.
Worth celebrating. Now, I can sit in a craft beer meeting with craft beer people and we can talk about how great craft beer is, but that's preaching to the choir. The importance of Craft Beer Week, whether it's Craft Beer Week here on Long Island or New York City or in Portland or Kuala Lumpur, is to go out amongst the peoples of the earth and say, hey, this is what beer tastes like. Why don't you try some? And if your neighborhood bar puts on one line of craft beer and one person says, holy cow, this is what beer is supposed to taste like, then we, in the craft beer community, we've done our job.
Let's celebrate that win.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Celebrate.
Woo!
Hallelujah.
Thank you, Liam.
So, probably one of the most important questions, and you're the first person we're asking this tonight, but what are you wearing this evening? Could you give us some...
Is that Louis Vuitton?
Actually, no, it's these are Farrah slacks. This is from the Himself collection from Sears.
It's beautiful. It's vintage.
Vintage.
Pretty much my entire outfit is vintage from Saz Vintage Clothing Shop in Philadelphia. So when you're buying vintage clothing, think of Saz Vintage. Hopefully they'll pay me for that.
Yeah, it looks like a wild stallion here. So we wish you and the Long Island Brewery, hopefully great success tonight. Maybe you'll bring something home and we'll come down to the brewery and celebrate that.
The fact that I'm here is success enough.
Fair enough.
We're all winners.
You heard it from the man. Awesome guy, great brewery. Check them out when you have the opportunity.
Definitely. Thank you, Liam.
Viva los Beer Amigos!
Woo! We're here with Sean Nolan from the Great South Bay Brewery, a nominee for Long Island Sales Rep of the Year. Sean, tell us how you feel about this nomination and what you're looking forward to this evening.
I'm looking forward to winning, actually.
It's very modest man.
Got his eyes on the prize.
No, I'm totally kidding. It's really cool to be nominated. Hopefully one of us wins and it's not a total shit show. Am I allowed to curse on this?
Yeah, of course. Why not?
Too late. Too
We
late.
actually have to use explicit lyrics on iTunes strictly because of when we interviewed Long Ireland a few months ago.
So, that's kind of cool. Phil won last year. You feel any weight on the shoulders in regards to following up?
No, we're just trying to keep it all in the family.
Nice.
So.
Trying to rack up the golden taps. You have 2 beers that are nominated. The 2011 New Beer of the Year is the Robert Moses Pale Ale. And the 2011 Beer of the Year, you have the Blonde Ambition, which is essentially your flagship beer. Tell us a little bit about both of those and why you think that's going to bring home the prize.
So Blonde Ambition is pretty much our flagship. It's about 5% alcohol. It's got a little apricot in it. Really nice, easy drinking. We've introduced a lot of people who wouldn't normally be drinking craft beer to Blonde, and it's kind of opened the floodgates to do things like IPAs and stouts and some of those not-so-beginner beers. And then Robert Moses Pale Ale has kind of been my personal favorite for a little while. 5% American Pale Ale, 3 types of hops, and it's kind of just that nice, sessionable, all-around beer drinker's beer. So I'm pulling for Moses, but we'll see.
Hopefully Moses will part the sea and get the victory. All right, Sean, thanks for your time, man.
Thanks, boys.
Thank you so much.
We are here with Tim Saliani, host of the Golden Tap Awards. It just transpired at the Bolton Center, Bayshore, New York. The show literally just ended. So, Tim, how did it go, man? How do you feel you did?
It was touch and go there a while, but touch and go. It's exactly what I did on prom night. But it worked out well. Everything was great. I'm very happy that Blue Point won the white IPA. That's phenomenal, and I am just so tired and ready to drink at this point. I need a few in me.
Blue Point kind of swept it again this year in regards to, the Toasted Lager being their flagship beer, winning Beer of the Year. Though the white IPA winning the new beer of 2011, an awesome beer that I got to have in the tasting room. Yeah. I kind of heard rumblings of everyone being like, that beer's awesome as the nominees were being read, and I totally concur. Definitely a worthy beer, but in a category with great competition as well. Some new breweries with new beers. Long Ireland's first bottled beer. Yes. Spider Bites, flagship beer. That was for new beer of the year, but for 2011 beer, they had the Russian Imperial.
And to think they were barely around a year ago, which is pretty impressive to think.
And Boris is an amazing beer. Mm-hmm. It really is, and it's no surprise that they went up and tap because they know, those guys know what they're doing. It's only going to get better.
So, you can even see just 2011 new beers of the year. Like, right, we just said 3 big beers that are in that category. Nothing wimpy, just stuff that's, in your face, but full of flavor and just solid beers all around. What was the highlight of the night for you?
The highlight of the night for me was just now when we're going to head over to the after party. No, it was honestly Steve Hindy talking about the whole tax situation, and really everybody needs to get on top of writing. Yes, I have the T-shirt.
Show our viewers.
Let's show the T-shirt.
What you're sporting, besides wood, but
whoa, Mike!
You'll never see that.
Oh, it's that little.
We do what we can.
That aside, this is really what it's all about.
It is what it's all about. And Steve talking about, getting that taken care of and writing your legislators, writing your congressmen. Really, it's the only way you can get things moving is to be active and be a part of it. And if we want, breweries like Mustache, for example, if we want them to pop up, we need to make sure that they're taken care of and that they don't have to pay just an exorbitant amount of money just to get off the ground. You got mom and pop breweries trying to pop up and people trying to knock them down, and it's just not right. So, by the way, support Mustache Brewery, please.
Independent breweries, obviously significant growth, but those beers are consumed by people that generally support independent and local. And as that gets more prevalent and more important, it really kind of reiterates that we need to unite and stand up for these breweries and the stuff we believe in and the beers that we drink, because we want to see more of these places and people's palates turning into craft beer drinkers, not a regression. Like Steve had said, prior to Prohibition, there was an exorbitant amount of breweries in New York. Well, 250 was quoting approximately.
Right.
So, we're at less than, we're a quarter of that, just under, between a quarter and a third. Where, there is that room for growth, and there are enough people to drink that beer. There's such a vast population of people in our metropolitan area. So we really need to capitalize on this and be proactive and aggressive with it. and stand up for the beers that we like and the people that brew these beers. So, Tim, awesome job.
I concur.
Guys. Thank you guys. You guys again were phenomenal, and sorry about the whole last minute thing, but I love you guys and love listening to you guys, and the show's only getting better and better.
And you did look very good in the sombrero.
It was adorable. Thank you.
Thanks for the support. We look forward to Golden Taps, the third annual one next year, with hopefully more breweries and just as much great things transpiring, if not more. Cheers.
Hey guys, this is Todd Long from the Long Island Beer and Malt Enthusiasts, and I'm here at the North Fork Craft Beer Festival at Martha Clara's Vineyards with the Beer Amigos. Rock and roll!
I'm here at the North Fork Craft Beer, Wine, and Barbecue Festival with Bert Fernandez from Fire Island Beer Company, who we have yet to have on the podcast, so we're very excited about this opportunity. Bert, can you tell us a little bit about the two beers you're pouring today?
Yeah, right now we're pouring the Red Wagon IPA and the Pumpkin Barrel Ale. Red Wagon IPA is sort of an English-style IPA, and I kind of call it an English-American hybrid in the sense that it's a little more malt-forward, not overwhelmingly hoppy or bitter for the style. But we did use Pacific Northwest hops in that beer. The Pumpkin Barrel Ale is our fall seasonal, 4.8% ABV, fair amount of pumpkin, as well as some spice to it. It's not overwhelming in either direction, though, which is nice.
Great. Well, as I've told you before, I go to Tula Kitchen often in Bayshore, which I love, and they carry Red Wagon IPA, and I've literally had it 100% of the time I've been there. I enjoy it immensely.
Well, I appreciate that, and thanks, because they keep telling me every time I go in there that it's one of their best-selling beers.
It's because of me. So what does everyone have to look forward to for Fire Island, say, in the next 6 months or for 2013?
Well, we're expanding our production of Pumpkin Barrel Ale this year from 220 barrels to 330 barrels, which is a marked increase. We're trying to make it through the month of October and keep pumpkin in stock for our customers. We've also got the Frozen Tail Ale, which will be coming out towards the latter part of October. Personally, my favorite beer that we produce. And then we're hoping to launch a lager next year, going into the summer. We had the recipe right where we wanted it, but we were a little behind in our time frame from where we ideally would have liked to launch it this year. So we're going to revisit that idea going into next season.
I look forward to it. Is it going to be a straight up lager, a Vienna lager, a Pilsner? What? Any idea?
You'll have to wait and find out.
All right, I'm looking forward to it. So check out, what's the website, Bert?
FireIslandBeer.com.
All right, or follow them on Facebook. Keep up with the upcoming events. What's going to be going on with the lager and all that other good stuff. Thanks a lot, Bert. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
I am here with Bobby Rodriguez and Mike Napolitano from the Long Island Beer and Malt Enthusiasts. Can you two guys tell us a little bit about the beers that each of you brewed today?
Mike, please, go first.
Mike.
We had a double IPA that we brewed.
And who's we?
Me and Frank Fallacione.
Okay.
And we dry hopped it with Summit, and then we ran it through a Randall with Apollo, which is a 19.5% alpha acid hop.
How's the reaction to that beer been so far today?
People have been rolling their eyes going, my God, that is boozy and hoppy.
That's my kind of beer. What about you, Bobby?
Well, for me, we're in Martha Clara's, one of the best Long Island events that exists. We're in a winery, so I always take a different approach. I want to try to bring in the masses to Long Island Beer Malt Enthusiasts. So I made a mango hard cider with champagne yeast. So I always call it a mango champagne. So for me, bringing in the masses is not the beer people, but it's the people that come with the beer people, the wives, the sons, the daughters, and it's well received. I brought a mango champagne. For another club, I also brought a cherry champagne, and it goes. That's all I can say.
That's great. Now, obviously, you two are part of the Long Island Beer and Malt Enthusiasts. A lot of people get confused and think you're a homebrew club. You're obviously a beer enthusiast club. So how important is it for the Long Island Beer and Malt Enthusiasts to be a part of the Long Island beer scene, as well as showcasing your talents through your beer at a festival such as the North Fork Craft Beer, Wine, and Barbecue Festival?
To us, it's a critical component of our mission statement, because our mission statement is to promote enthusiasm for beer and for malt beverages, and we're also an American Homebrew Association recognized club. So we participate in events that are sanctioned by the AHA. So we do club-only competitions, as well as try and incorporate learning about specific beer styles as part of our meetings.
Great. Now, obviously, Mike and I go to a lot of the meetings. We enjoy a lot of meetings, but for people who don't know about the Long Island Beer and Malt Enthusiasts or only think you make beers, when's the next meeting and how often are these meetings?
All right, so we meet usually the first Wednesday of every month. The next meeting is at
The
Good Life.
is at the Good Life, September 5th.
September 5th, and our goal is really not to get people to brew beer, meads, or ciders. It's just to get people to appreciate, some of the finer things in life. It's not a Budweiser, and yet what they do is very good. But it's just to bring out people and let them enjoy the moment, let them enjoy the experience of drinking some sort of fermented beverage. And that's what we're about. You don't have to brew. Enjoy the fermented beverage that you have in front of you for that moment.
Great. And the meeting starts at 8 p.m. on September 5th at the Good Life.
That's it. It will be at the Good Life at 8 p.m. And we will also have the Westchester Homebrewers Organization. They will show up and they will do a presentation about mead, which is another fermented beverage, but based on honey.
Great. Well, we hope to see all you guys there. So thank you, Bobby, and thank you, Mike.
Thank
We
you
look
very
forward
much.
to seeing everyone there.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. Hey, it's Travis from the Beer Amigos. I am standing here with Bradley Mines from Ruckus Brewing Company. Bradley, can you tell us a little bit about the beers you're pouring today?
Sure. Right now we're pouring Optimus Prime and Euphoria. Euphoria is a Belgian triple. It actually just got bottled and brewed Memorial Day weekend. We did a second batch about 2 weeks after that. New York's about to hit the market in about 1 to 2 weeks. It's a 12-ounce 4-pack. We rebranded it, actually. It used to be in a 22-ounce when it was under the Legacy name. It's a Belgian triple, 9%, with a little bit of flecked oats, wheat, based off of Pilsner, with Hallertau hops, Saaz hops, Belgian yeast, Belgian malt. And it's been doing real well in other markets. The best thing about it, because we repackaged it in a 12-ounce 4-pack, it helps the consumer who's never used to having a Belgian at 9%, who doesn't want a big bottle like the Optimus. Now, the Optimus has to be the 22. It's just the name. So I'm pouring Optimus Prime, which double IPA, 9%.
Delicious.
Thank you. 5 hops, 3 different malts. That third malt actually helps balance it out, so it's not really crazy in your face. We get a lot of people who like it who aren't IPA drinkers because they expect something to be too hoppy and big. But because of that third malt, they get that, hey, I could try that. I mean, I'll admit, 1 out of every 5, they'll say, hey, I don't like double IPAs. And like, hey, I can try that, which now they can see they can try it with friends. So it's been really on fire. New York, Boston, Vermont, New Hampshire have been really doing well with us, New Jersey as well. And then we'll be introducing draft probably in another couple of months.
Great. Well, I've tried the Optimus Prime. It's absolutely delicious. I had it at Surf's Out in Kismet, Fire Island. Definitely search for it. I know Ruckus Brewing is not a Long Island brewery, so where can people find it if they are traveling?
Well, we are in 11 states. We're in New Hampshire, Vermont. We're going to be opening Connecticut. We're in, obviously, New York, New Jersey, all over New Jersey. We just opened up the entire state. Virginia, Florida, Tennessee.
And where is the actual brewery itself?
Well, we are a contract brewer, as you know, a lot of small breweries started or rebranded or restarted. We brew the Euphoria out of Appalachian Brewing Company in Harrisburg, and we just signed on with Cooperstown Brewing Company to do the Optimus and our Reading Premium, which will be is a Helles Lager. It's going to be about another 3-4 weeks in the New York market as well.
Great. Well, keep your eyes open for Ruckus. Bradley, thank you so much. It was great meeting you.
Thank you.
Take care.
You too.
Hey, I am here with Steve from Barrage Brewing at the North Fork Craft Beer, Wine, and Barbecue Festival in Riverhead, New York. Last we met up with Steve was at the Blue Point Cask Ales Festival. Barrage was in the beginning stages of moving into their brewery in Farmingdale. So Steve, can you just give us a little update on how that transition's going, where you guys are in the process, and what you're hoping to achieve in the next few months?
Right now we're actually getting the building together, getting all the equipment in, chillers, things like that, kegs. So that's the big process right now. The main thing we're really waiting on is State Liquor Authority, who, they are the powers that be. So once all that paperwork is stamped and approved, we'll be open. And we're actually hoping for fall, late fall. But in the interim, we are doing festivals like this. Probably will wind up doing the festival in Nassau Coliseum, the fall. So everyone knows, because I get this question quite a lot, we will not, to begin with, have a tasting room. But we will have a growler fill station. We'll have 4 taps all the time. And hopefully we'll have some little surprises that people could come and get. We do have some swag that people can purchase, such as pint glasses, t-shirts, cozies, beanies are coming for the winter. But yeah, again, right now, the building as we speak is just coming together, slowly but surely. You know, it's the old saying, I don't even know the saying anymore.
Patience is a virtue, maybe?
No, that wasn't it. It was the turtle gets the swan. No, yeah.
That sounds good. So now what's the reason behind not wanting to do a tasting room? Is there is there a business plan, so to speak, behind that process?
Yeah, we're actually looking. We have a 3-year plan, but that 3-year plan has actually become a 5-year plan now, since we kind of got a little screwed up with our old building. Our 3-year plan is actually to expand by the 3rd year and possibly not be in that location and be in a bigger location where we can actually have a very nice tasting room. So for right now, it would just be growler fills.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. Now, last we talked, there was a rumor of a Barrage Brewing T-shirt with a quote from the Beer Amigos. Does that still stand to be a possibility?
This definitely stands.
Good.
Actually, talking to my shirt dude.
Yes.
And definitely when we do our launch party, those will be special giveaways. You won't have to buy them.
We'll be there.
It will be definitely giveaways. What, medium, Travis?
Small. Maybe, hopefully I'll be a medium by then. Hopefully I'll be a medium by then.
Nice. You'll be all bulked up from drinking Barrage Brewing beers.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's definitely going to happen. Those are already in the works. And if all goes well, it'll be in the fall. We'll have some beanies to go along with that.
Well, it's not a surprise that Mike and I are enjoying the beers today, Steve. So best of luck. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much.
Excellent. And thank you guys. You guys have been the best. Everybody love the Beer Amigos. Woo!
Thanks, Steve.
You got it.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Oh, man. Thank you.
Hey, this is Rob from Squid Ink Brews, and you're listening to the Beer Amigos.
That's all. Thanks for tuning in this episode of the Beer Amigos. We look forward to recording a new episode incredibly soon. Hope you're having a great summer.
Adios, amigos.
Thanks for listening.
We are the Beer Amigos. We like beer. We are amigos. And that's why we call ourselves the Beer Amigos. Everybody. We are the Beer Amigos. We like beer. We are amigos.